Recording started. I promise you'll never ever. Well, I guess you will. I don't know. Maybe if someone was recording you, when you do these videos, as much as like, completely forgot what I was saying then, because I've just been preoccupied by Action Bronson. Yeah, when you do these videos, I feel like nothing will get you ready for the starting a video. Or do you just start talking to yourself? Once you go, you can start talking about things. It takes about 5-10 minutes to get it. Well, they're all right. Anyway, so this is the not live chat. Where do you know what? I love the live chats. I actually enjoy the live chats. That I look forward to them. It's a good hour to spend in my life. The fun to do, fun to make. But just last Sunday, just changed it to Friday last Sunday because Meg was away all weekend, so just got it out of the way on the Friday. And then this weekend, I just couldn't be arsed. Honestly, that was the thing. Just could not be arsed. No other light. Look how nice these are. Could I be more chilled? I've got Action Bronson on the TV. Terrific Turtles. Been for a big shop today at Cheshire Oaks. You have to go to the Haribo shop. I got them, and then do you know the rhubarb and custard tubes? Can I be asked one getting them? Do you know what I mean? What, the pink and yellow? Everyone knows what I mean, don't you? Do you know what? They'd be good to have here, though, wouldn't they? 1 minute. See, this is just like a live chat. Me disappearing for a second. Ooh, these. You want some? How good are they? Yeah, the two things I got for myself. Right, start this properly. Where's my hot water bottle? Can you believe hot water bottle? First hot water bottle I've ever bought in my life. Ever. Never bought a hot water bottle. I bought hot water bottles for like Meg and stuff, and my mum, I bought loads that way, but for myself, never. Maybe it's because when I was younger, was things just cheaper, so the heating was on all the time. This house is freezing all the time. But I just won't have the heating on all the time. Well, I can't have it on. I can't have the heating on all day. It's too well too expensive. So hot water bottles and everything now. Right. How many minutes into this are we? 2 minutes. I think I was treating this like it was a live chat where you've got to kill 2 minutes to let people get in. 2 minutes in, I've just been eating munch and fucking watching Action Bronson. So I've took some of the questions from the live chat that from the people who I know. Well, I think because one, I don't really know who it is, but the other two, I know watch the live chat. Watch the live chat back, so they're not asked about their question being live, if that makes sense. Whereas a lot of people like Paddy's question. Paddy's been waiting for his question since. Do you know what? I think it was the game before. Who did we play before Luton away? Because the Liverpool fixtures. Because our what am I even talking about here? Because I've just had something else in my head then. Because it was supposed to be a positive chat, and then Luton. It's been funny this, so it's been going on since I'm pretty sure before Luton away. How do I check our fixtures? Why are they not coming up? Oh, there you go, more matches. I need our results, not fixtures. There we go. Right, so yeah, it was after beating Forest. He asked going into the Luton game, so it was supposed to be positive after the Forest game, and then I didn't answer it. I forgot. Then the Luton game, he was like, we were saying to each other like, well, it'll be better now. I guess the opinion will be better after that. No, it was supposed to be for the Luton game. I can't remember. Anyway, but it's been 4 weeks, and every time like the City game, we were both saying, "Oh, well, I bet there's going to be a well better discussion now after the City game," and then the Fulham game just keeps ticking on. So I don't really know what it would be like. But that question needs to be answered live because he watches all the live chats live. So that's not going to get asked. And in 4 weeks, I'm sorry. How can I expect people to respect the live chat if I can't even answer questions? So many questions just don't get asked, and then I come back and then I look on the list. I finished the live chat and I look on the list and there's about another 4 questions and I just think, for fuck's sake, sorry. Do you know what's one thing that I found quite mad, and it was actually quite nice? So Sunday when I called off the live chat, I got a lot of messages off people saying like, "Where the fuck is the live chat?" And then Monday as well. So yesterday, I think people just give up on me, even though I went in. If you look on the live chat thing's still up, and apparently people were waiting. Not many. I think there was a few people waiting because Percy comments saying he's not coming in, is he? When I went in, it said 2 people waiting, so there was still 2 people waiting. I don't think Percy was in by then, but 2 people were waiting for it at about 9 o'clock. That's just obviously people who've turned the stream on and then I'm guessing left the laptop, so it's just on the phone. They're obviously not waiting, but I didn't even say anything about yesterday. I just fucked it off. What's been happening is, so see, this is what I love. This is how I love doing videos, but it's not the morning. That's why I used to enjoy when I first started doing YouTube. I feel like my stuff was better because I used to just get up, have a coffee, and just like, I don't know if my brain was working overdriving over the night when it like needs to get up and do something. I swear I'm the most productive in the morning. People get annoyed because I'm such a morning person. I come into work singing me, and we start work at 6 o'clock, and I get shouted at. People are like, Josh, it's fucking 6 o'clock. Now I'm going in singing Shania Twain or something like that. But I just can't help myself. As soon as I wake up, I'm 100 miles an hour because I feel like my brain has got that much just garbage in it that it wants to do the same thing when I'm asleep. What are these cooking on this? When I'm asleep, it just turns back on straight away in the morning. I used to love these with a little coffee. This is in the day, but I'm time restricted here because so there can be no fucking stopping and starting this video because I've been to JJ's swimming lessons today, and then we went shopping, did a bit of Christmas shopping, but for me, Christmas shopping. I'm doing my proper Christmas shop. Does anyone else feel like they're sleepwalking themselves into like a Christmas Eve or like 23rd of December painful, really bad, rushed shopping because they're just not doing it? I'm watching everyone around me do the Christmas shopping and I just keep putting it off, but I've put the deadline on the 13th. So I'm going to do my Christmas shopping on the 13th, I think, because I'm going to get my haircut on the 13th and I'm going to see my mum and dad. So I think I know Bolton like the back of my hand, do you know what I mean? So fucking do my Christmas shopping in Bolton. That's what I'm thinking. So the 13th, that's what I'm setting. But is that even close to Christmas? But I think it's not. I think if it gets to the week before Christmas, you're an idiot because everywhere's busy then because there's so many people who forget and they get out on the week before. Men and women, by the way, not just men. But if you can get the do you know what it is? Because I'm talking and I'm speaking and I'm watching this, but because there's like no live chat to keep me in check to keep my attention on it, I keep just like my attention goes all over the place. This is why I can't stick at anything and everything because my attention span is just mad. I've not even got into any of the questions. I'm not even being what's it called by the chat. I'm not even being what's the word I'm looking for here? What is the word? I feel like the chat keeps me present, so I'm here reading it and I don't swear because I'm reading the chat as well. But the chat also, what's the word I'm looking for? There's people definitely who are listening to this now shouting the word back to me. What the fuck am I? What am I talking about? It also distracts me. It's a distraction. The chat's a distraction from talking. So sometimes I'll be talking about a point. There must be, from people watching my live chats, what do you reckon so far? So we've done 11 so far. There must be, I reckon, 100 stories that I've told and started telling these live chats or answering questions where they've just never been finished or answered because I'm talking about something and then something else just like shocks out in front of me and then I just can't stay away from that and I just follow that path instead and talk about something else. There's probably a few in this already. Have I even finished anything I've been talking about in this? What have I even been talking about? See, I can't go back either because I can't stop it. Do you know what? I've learned how to put videos together now, so I could technically stop this and start it again, but we're just going to roll with it. I need to put this coffee down. Do you know sometimes you start doing all this stuff like you put your hot water bottle on, you put your hoodie. Look at my Christmas hoodie, the one I made. It's come out sick, you know. And do you know the one I didn't want? Like, so I made both designs because I weren't sure. And I didn't like this. I like the jumper, but now I like it. This is just all I want for a Christmas jumper. I'm a Christmas guy, me, but when it comes to the clothes and that, I'm not majorly Christmassy because I like just stuff like this where it's just like a hoodie, but it's Christmassy. Do you know what I mean? It's a Christmas hoodie. I'm not into like the Grinch or all mad shit or props where like it's a t-shirt and a jumper or something and it's got like fucking bits hanging out or do you know what I mean? No, none of that stuff. Just a hoodie or a jumper that's just got a Christmas theme on it. That's all I like. A little Christmas picture. Nothing mad. And definitely never like an outfit. So I wouldn't be wearing like an elf outfit. I know people only would wear that for fancy dress and that, but don't know why I even went down that thing. Yeah. you believe I watched Elfie today? How negative I've always been about Will Ferrell and Elf. It was all right. It was just all right. But I feel like a lot of comedies are just all right. Do you know what I mean? I think you can watch a comedy. People think it's amazing, but I do, because I think some people's like tolerance for what they find funny is lower, and they find not. But I just think that's normal. I don't know. I feel like some people think things are. I like dry humor. Do you know what I mean? Some people don't like dry humor. Mate, this is a fresh trim, you know. And by the way, that's been. When did I get it cut? Last Wednesday. That's a week old. That's not bad for a week old, is it? That's a week old. Yeah, Wednesday. I went down went to Bolton last week. A week old trim. Can't believe I didn't do a live chat on Sunday. It was fresh on Sunday. Right, what was I talking about then now? Because we was on a proper topic. Fancy dress. No, we're talking about Christmas jumpers and that. See, sometimes it's easy just to move on to another conversation than sit here and think about what we was talking about. But yeah, I like shit. I like almost tacky shit Christmas jumpers like this. And I think I didn't explain the tab. I just thought that. Do you know what the whole thing of this was? Explaining why I have to go at some point. So been out all day. JD's had his swimming lesson. Been mooching around Chester Oaks for what? I stayed in the bath for a bit longer. So 12, half 12, half 1, half 2, half 3. Did about 3 hours walking around, to be honest. Went in every shop, just checking everything out. It's nice, you know, when it's dead during the day. And literally you can walk. Some shops, night shop was still a bit busy for a pram, but every other shop was sound. And there's some sick shit now, my dad. And like, I'm not really asked about labels and stuff. I just go for like warmth and that. So much sick shit you can buy where it's nice, proper nice gear, and it's just, you don't have to be asked about the make. I'm definitely going back and buying this Columbia top. I wanted it, and I just thought, should I buy it? And I didn't. Don't know why I didn't buy it, but I should have done. And I'm gonna go back and get it, definitely. Because I need warm clothes, good clothes and stuff for winter. I feel like my summer clothes I recycle, keep updating them all the time, but my winter clothes I don't. I just keep like every winter comes and I've just got the same like six or 7 hoodies, same joggers. I think I need a revamp of my wardrobe, which like if we do probably like 3-4 years. Something. I've had a lot of my clothes for like 3 years, something 3-4 years. I've had a lot of my t-shirts fucking well longer. My goal now, he says, sat on the couch eating fucking terrific turtles. I wonder how bad's the chewing gonna sound. I need to stop eating, don't I? Because I've watched some things back when I'm trying to like click things off now, and if I'm slurping a coffee, it sounds horrible in this. Right, what we're talking about? Should we go into the questions? Because I'm 12 minutes into this. I'm not being distracted by anything, and I'm still not said not done a single question. I'll finish the story. Right. So what have we got here? So Zach says best. Doesn't Zach watch the live chat though? Why have I put him in this one? Oh no, this is a different Zach. Zach S watches the live chat. I don't know he's one who's in the chat. Best and worst live performance. I feel like I've been asked this before with best. I don't know about worst. Best, I always say. So I'll give another answer because I feel like I've been asked this and I always say this. So best is Childish Gambino with Gorilla. Best performance ever, only because I'm just obsessed with him. He's my favourite rapper ever, and people think that's weird, and it probably is weird. Oh, I've slouched well, Lord. And it probably is weird. He's just a rapper I just like feel like I understood the most, and I just love him. Everything he says, if you listen to his songs as well, he's good at rapping because he doesn't rap about you're never hear him rapping about selling drugs or anything, but he raps about making loads of money and shit. He raps about being smart. He's just sick. He never lies about his rapping, but his rapping's definitely more real than most rappers. Because he raps about his proper life. He raps about fucking being a nerd in school. He raps about fucking being a black kid and a white finger. Maybe I feel it, but I weren't a nerd in school. Maybe just not the fitting in part. He's just a fucking sick guy. And then if you listen to his Cul-de-sac was his first mixtape, Childish Gambino. I think it was his first mixtape. I don't know. Not think it is actually when I'm thinking that I've just said that, but it's one that's not on any decent platform. Like it's not on any streaming service or anything. So I had to get that onto my phone. I had to fucking do it the old-fashioned way. I had to download it off. I think it's that Piff or fucking Mixtape Monkey. Do you remember these old sites when people used to release mixtapes and they were free and you would get them off these mad sites? Well, I think one of them sites has got Cul-de-sac on. I downloaded it. I had to download the album off Google, add the album to iTunes, put the album out on them at all. And for some reason, I remember at the time when I did it, it didn't add them to every song, just the first one. And my OCD would never allow that, so I had to add it to them all. And it never had, when I copied it in, because it must have just been uploaded lazily, it never had the song full name. So it was like, well, it did. The song name would be. So let me try and think how I fix it. So yeah, the song name would be These Girls featuring. Oh my god, it still is. It still is. All right. No. Yeah, I get it. So the song names would have been had the featurings in the song name, not as a song name. That one does because it is actually featuring Garfunkel. I can't just explain it. So like Adele isn't on the song. It's just a cover. It's just a sample of Adele. Obviously, that's why it's never been on anything. Because you imagine trying to pay for a sample of Adele. Anyway, that's it. Cul-de-sac. I had to do all. So it annoys me because this is like my OCD, but I need it that much. So my playlists, I've got 3 playlists. I've got hosting for when people come round, because you cannot have the music that's in my shuffle on a fucking, like, if I have family around or something, my shuffle has got too many songs that cannot be played to some people. So hosting, shuffle, which is just all my songs, and then one for me and Meg, and then cul-de-sac just sits there, and I'd rather it not be sat there. But to listen to that album where he's just talking about how he used to like write 30 Rock and stuff, and like he wants to try and rap and stuff. He thinks he can rap, but he's not broken the game a bit. He does talk about it being a bit fit, like a little bit famous, doing like quiet little shows and that, but people wanting to see him. Like an underground popping rapper. Do you know what I mean? It must be. I always think it must be sick when you start popping as a rapper. Obviously, you want to be massive, and it'll be well better when you go on sick tours of all stadiums and that. But the little pop up must be sick when you think, yeah, do you know what? I'm gonna make this, and you start getting fans, and you start being able to do even just like 50 venue shows around the country. And that, it must be fucking sick. And then fast forward from all that to his later albums where he's just talking about how much crazy money he's made, and now he's fucking in all films and shit. And through he's massive at rapping. It's just Devin Haney. Why is Devin Haney making fucking cakes? No one thing about fucking Eddie what he knows, he gets his fighters on these things. He's got his thing to the ground. He's whatever it is to the ground, Eddie He knows what he's doing. If you notice, when you see fighters on these things, they're using matchroom fighters. Top rank fighters and PBC fighters, they're not into getting the fighters to do these sort of things. He's on with Action Bronson. Why would them two worlds collide? Eddie Hearn's a smart man. Unless what's it turn out of these two are fucking proper close. No, there's no way Action Bronson and fucking Devin Haney are mates. I hope fucking Prograde kills him. And I don't even know why I don't like Devin Haney. I think it's just because he signed with Hearn straight away, and I can see the Hearn when he gives you this push. I don't know. Should I like him? I don't know. I don't like him though. But Regis Prograde is with him, but I like it. But maybe because he wasn't really with him. I like Prograde. Do you know what it is as well? What I've realised, I keep eating these. My new thing is now with fighters and stuff. And I think most athletes. So when I was growing up, yeah, this is the God's honest truth. One of them where you say, ask my dad, but you would never be able to ask my dad. But if I ever stayed up and watched boxing with my dad, or if I was ever watching boxing with my dad, I've said this, like I used to watch boxing with my dad, but now he hates it. Because I didn't know anybody and I was a bit young, I would honestly, self-consciously, just always want the black guy to win, but which was mad because I was definitely more white in my younger years. Like I was definitely had all white mates, definitely acted well more white. Do you know what I mean? But I always wanted the black guy to win. Just if I was just picking one, I just would choose the black one. And then I'll be honest, that probably turned into like black ones who are not English. So if an English fighter's fighting, I don't know why with boxers I go against English as well. Not all the time. Like I like Khan, loved Amir Khan, love Groves, and he's like white ginger. Like I don't know what would my type of fighter be. I liked Groves. I liked DeGale. I liked them both. I like both Groves and DeGale. Maybe it's a certain how they are. The only reason why I hated Groves until the whole Frotch thing. The Frotch thing made me love Groves. What English fighters? Crawler. Well, I suppose I was mates with Crawler. Calm. But I think I would have liked Crawler anyway. Liam Smith. I love Liam Smith for all that. Maybe it's just the Hearn ones I don't like. I don't know because I think I like a few Hearn fighters. But anyway, what was the whole part of this? What was we talking about? Oh yeah, how have we ended up getting onto boxing? So these live chats are no fucking better than the actual live chats. So don't finish anything I'm saying. How have we got on from boxing to what was the question again? I don't think I've even told everyone what's the reason why I'm on a short thing, and I've started to say it about 3 times. But I'm just going to quickly say it. We went to Cheshire. It's been out all day, and JJ's having a nap, so when he wakes up, This will have to end. But yeah, I think he'll have a good long nap because he's been swimming and I've kept him up all day. What was the question again? Worst in life performance? Oh, I think I was going into Childish Gambino's career, but nobody gives a fuck about Childish Gambino's career, right? But I'll go a different best performance. I'm gonna do I'll do 3 because one's not enough. Because every time I've been asked this and I say 1, I think that's not enough to know the sick fucking gigs I've been to. I've seen some sick people live, sick times, like at festival. It'd be at a festival or their personal thing. I used to love going watching people live. And I did that through all my 20s. Fucking sick. Even events in that now, but I look back at it, I couldn't do events and stuff now. Maybe I'd have I always think maybe one Christmas blowout or something at like a Words project or something, but maybe like a birthday blowout where it's near my birthday and I'm going there for my birthday because I literally have one mad night, but because I just can't think of anything worse than that loud music all through the night. I used to love it, but could you imagine just that loud music playing all the way through? Right, anyway, and then so I'm going to do top 3 so I can do the Childish Gambino one. Then I was saying this yesterday or the other day on Twitter, definitely Kanye West and Jay-Z at the Manchester Arena. Do you know what I was thinking about that when I sent the tweet, when I put the song in my little song thread on Twitter, I was thinking when tickets came out for that year, it was Kanye West and Jay-Z at the Manchester Arena. It's not a big arena, it's 20,000. And we never my mate Kyle got them for us. There was me, Kyle, Canty. Was it Canty? We got the bus. Who did I go to that with? I want to say Travis, but it definitely wasn't Travis. Me, Kyle, and we went on the bus. I'm going to ask Kyle. Oh, the person who I'm forgetting now will probably not listen to this, but is that bad? Do you reckon Kyle will reply? I haven't spoken to Kyle in ages. Is that it? How come I can't find him? Imagine he's deleted me. This is important. This is more important than the live chat. What's his Instagram? There, I found his Instagram. There, I don't know why I said that. Right, let's go. Oh, still finger. Kyle, who came to Jay-Z. Last time I spoke to him was 10th of July, actually. And the time before that, 4th February. Kyle, who came to Jay-Z and Kanye with us. There's one who it's silly that I can't remember who it is. Because I'm thinking it was big that I went with them. I don't know. Like, we were close friends. Who went to that? Me, Kyle. Who have I just said as well? I said me, Kyle, and someone else over there. Oh, Kyle reply anyway, and it was sick. But I feel like Kyle just got in and got tickets. He didn't really try hard, and it worked like a touting market. Like things like that sold out in 10 minutes. You know what I mean? Not like in seconds and that. And if you wanted a ticket, you could get one. I remember it was the run the Jay-Z and Thingy tour. That was the first. Because I made some money on that. I did a bit of ticket touting. Oh, do you know what? Ollie's giving FaceTime, and it's bad because I do. I always I need to answer one soon because the last couple of days we've been hard to get hold of each other, but I need to do this. I'll ring him after this, that's a promise. What was we even talking about then? Can't remember. Right, anyway. Oh yeah, best performance, but it doesn't matter about the tickets and stuff because I can't remember. What was I talking about? Look at my skin. It's gone bad, you know. So I've got eczema. That's one thing I always worry about giving JJ. I've got asthma as well, but I'm not asked if I'd rather he didn't have asthma, but I had asthma, and if you just look after it and have your inhalers and that, you're fine. And do you know what? I've actually found a way to now cheat my inhalers. Klopp put me onto it. I don't think it's one of these things that I think I'll have to thank him for the rest of my life. So I've always had the blue and red inhalers, yeah, different ones to most people. Most people had the click inhaler at the top, didn't they? Where it was and it sprays out. But I always had the twisty ones. And all growing up, whenever I asked people if they had an inhaler, when I would stupidly not have mine with me, no, man, I don't. Yeah, I have my blue inhaler pretty much. Well, no, if I'm in a shop, it doesn't. But I'll have it in the car. I have a blue inhaler in the car. I have a blue inhaler at work. I have a blue inhaler upstairs, downstairs. You know what I mean? There's a blue inhaler in my gym bag. Blue inhaler in my gym bag. And the red inhaler, the red inhaler is everywhere, but the blue inhaler is the important one no matter what. Like if I go out on a all day drinking as well, Meg will put a blue in, because I'll have limited storage space and girls have bags. Meg will put my blue inhaler in a bag for me, definitely all the time. We're going to York on Saturday. She'll put a blue inhaler in a bag for me because I need it. And it wasn't until that picture of Ben, what's he called now? I'm sure you. I'd always heard about us, and I'd commented on about us with asthma and our players having inhalers and stuff. And it never ever dawned on me, hang on, what benefits are they getting until I seen this picture? Ben Davis. Hang on. Ben Davis, red inhaler. Look, and hang on. Well, you know what? I've got red. I don't need to go and show you my red nail. I've got it's the exact same one. I was going to go and get it then, as if like you needed proof. So he had 2 boxes. Hang on, because I'm having to zoom in. He had 2 boxes of the red inhalers. You remember that picture? And everyone was going, "Oh my god!" And I'm thinking, "Oh my god, they are the same inhalers I have, the exact same ones." So I fucking like a light bulb went off, thinking, what? How can you make these benefit you? So I started deep diving into Reddit and shit, and found out, mate, you can get them to help you massively. These inhalers. You do, if you do some exercise to the point where you're fucked, yeah, go and take them inhalers. I always used to take the blue one because the blue ones were like chills you out, you know what I mean? Like it calmed it down if you're having if your asthma's bad and you can't fucking breathe, you have your blue inhaler and it like, I don't know if it's steroids or whatever, but it twats you quick and helps you quick. But the red one is like long-term releasing, so it makes you fucking that's what's helped me, mate. It's like a bit of a cheat, but that's what's helped me run. I can run far now, you know, not far, like, but I used to go to the gym when I was out of shape and I could do like 3.5k, 4k, but slow. But now, like my base, I can do 7k, 8k, no matter what. If I go to the gym, slow, but I can do it. I can get it out of the way. And I've only been going back to the gym twice, and I think 2 times, 2 weeks, and I'm back up to running 10k whenever I go. That's a lie. The last time I went, I didn't, but that's because I'd done 14k. I went to the gym on Sunday. Do you know what it is? I need to be there longer because I need little breaks in between the runs where like. So I don't really go as far as going around the pool and that because you'd have to get changed and change back again. But like I'll just chill out. I don't know. Go to the thingy room. To be fair, sometimes I do. I'm thinking then, do I get changed and then go and chill? But yeah, I do. I have done before. I didn't do it Sunday though, to be fair. I don't mind like jumping on the bike as well in between and that, like jumping on the bike for a little bit, like 10 minutes to like shake your legs off. I know it sounds ridiculous. You think you went on the why would you be going on the bike to like make your legs feel better? But I promise you, when you've been for a run, if you go on the bike for like 10 minutes, I don't know, it like shakes your legs off. Obviously slow again, but so I've just started doing because what I always used to think because when I could run, I could genuinely run on the streets and stuff. Like my knees are too fucked for street running and stuff now, but when I could actually run, and I used to go for runs with people and I could hang with people on a run. I loved long distance running. Never like marathons or anything like that. I mean, mad things or Ironmans or anything like that. No way. But just like I could just do a good run, and I did an half marathon. I was thinking then, what's the longest run I did? I can always say I did it, and I did it. I did one. No, I'm lying. I did 2. So I did 1 half marathon, right? And I did okay. I used to go training with a lad called Sam from Bolton. I never did the marathon with him though, the first one. But I used to go running with him because he used to go. We went for a lad's holiday in Cavos, and our mate Sam went for a run. Maddest guy, probably the biggest drinker of us all that went there as well. But and he was in the big by far in the craziest shape of us all. We were all just for like little fat puddings back then. To be fair, I was a skinny lad, not a fat pudding. I was skinny though, I wasn't in shape. I was out of shape because I was probably that skinny. And he was in shape. But yeah, he ran. So I went running with him and I did a marathon and I got a decent time in that. But I trained. And then the next one, I never properly trained. Like I'd go for a run and I had never done. So with the first one, I was doing half marathons like 1 a week before the half marathon. Does that make sense? I don't know if that's what you should be doing, but that's what we were doing. So I'd done half marathons before the half marathon. It was just about whether or not I'd be able to perform and do a quick half marathon. Second one, I remember the second one, it was a year later. I'd never, both Manchester. The second one, I never fingered. I didn't fucking, what's it called? I didn't train at all. Didn't even do an half marathon probably that year. Like up until the half marathon, just signed up for it well early. The year before, definitely signed up for it the year before. I was like, yeah, I'll keep it up. Never kept it up and did it. And it was the worst time of my life ever. So bad. And the whole time you just think obviously you'll always be able to run 10k if you're doing somewhat bit of training. And obviously I weighed nothing back then as well. But one of the most horrific experiences in my life. And if I hadn't raised money both times for charity, and the second time, I remember I didn't even really raise that much money, too much money where I wouldn't want to pay it back. Do you know what I mean? And have to give it to the charity because obviously this is like that's the bargain you go into with these fucking charities, isn't it? If you do a charity, if you do a run for a charity, you have to fucking either pay their money or pay them back, and you still give them money. But I guess that was what it'd be. I've never done anything for charity and not fallen through with the actual deed of the thing. Do you know what I mean? What the fuck is Action Bronson doing here? See, sometimes I do like this show. I like watching him eat things, and I think he's like got a way of saying things, and the guests are always saying that he hasn't it. It can be a bit too much with the expression of words and stuff, but I don't need to be watching him chop up, mate, thing with bare hands, big fucking animals. I don't even know what that is. Is it a pig? What is that animal? I think it's a pig. Chopping up a fucking pig and that. I just don't need to be seeing it. This is half an hour. I'm going to get to an hour, and I'm not even going to do any questions. Best and worst live. This is the first question. So I need to get back to the best three. So Gambino, Gorilla, Kanye West, and Jay-Z, Manchester Arena, and then what am I going to say for third? Do you know what? Right. It's mad this, so I was massively anti-Kendrick Lamar. But again, it's just like anything. Same with Elf and that. I'd never listened to him, but when there's people who, it's bad this, because I had a lot of good mates who liked him, but when there's some people whose opinions you just like don't value, and you think from other interactions with them or from knowing what they like, stuff they like is not good. Does that make sense? And they're still your friends in that, but some people are just idiots and they like this shit. And I remember a few people, everyone liking Kendrick Lamar, but like a few people whose like opinions I didn't trust on music liking him and thinking, no, he is going to be bad. And do you know what? I seen him live at Z-Gets and I went into it not that excited. Everyone was like, oh my God. Like everyone who liked Kendrick Lamar at that time when he was massive, well, he still is massive, but like as he exploded, they were massive Kendrick Lamar fans. So they were like, oh my God, we're seeing him. He was probably a top 3 person. They wanted to see the whole gig, mate, the whole festival there. And it's like, it's on for 8 nights, or was on for 7 nights. So it used to be. It's fucking 5 now, the rats. And I just went into it like, yeah, I'll watch him, because I'll watch him. And he was really good, like unbelievably good, but I didn't know all the songs and that, and I couldn't really get in it. I knew the I knew that one, and I think I knew I liked that one, which is like a bit of a hillbilly song, but I think that's about it. And he was sick, so it made me get into his album. I listened to his album, then I just found out how sick he was, and I went watching him with Meg, and we met Maceo and his girlfriend in Liverpool and in Manchester at the markets, and blagged them into getting a ticket off. Maz paid a fucking fortune for 2 tickets off Viagogo. Well, not a fortune, but well over face value to come. And I was like, oh, so I can say it now because it doesn't make any difference. So back in the day, we used to so one of our mates, Christian, he came to the first Z-Gets with us. He used to work at the Manchester Arena, and he realised that, like, so Christian, me and Christian were mates for a good time. Went to a few. He came to Outlook Festival with us. He came to Z-Gets Festival, but he went home after a couple of days. And then, do you know how mad's this year? So we were like close to mates, me and Christian, and we never fell out of nothing, I promise you. But he went home from Z-Gets after a couple of days, and we just never spoke again properly after that. Didn't really hardly see him. But he used to work at the Manchester Arena for 8 years, just on the side as having like jobs and that. Because Christian, you know what I mean? I think me and Christian got on so much because we just both love money. He would work out. He worked hard for his money, so he could buy nice shit and that. And he found out that there was the disabled lift. One of the disabled lifts never had a person assigned to it ever. She could just freely go up and down it, because it's not one that you would ever go up and down. It was out of the way. And he told us, and for years I used to buy the cheapest standing tickets for cheapest second tier Manchester Arena tickets for everything, and bunk into standing. And I'd tell people about it, and I'd stand by it, and it would work. And I've got us all into. So when the Bieber tickets came out for the Sorry tour, whatever, they were hard to get, me. But the shittest ones, obviously, you can easily get them if you're in on time and you're not stupid. And we all 4 of us got the very back row, 60 quid or 50 quid tickets it was for Bieber. And I was like, lads, it'll definitely work. And it worked. Bunked straight into standing, like, not a problem. So I'm telling him, right, get any whatever tickets. I was saying to Meg, we've got these tickets are not the best. Because it was a last minute thing. We got tickets off Twickets only about 3 days before. And got there, mate. The lift, there was a guy there at the lift checking everything. As if now in this day and age, to be fair, the last one I did was just before the pandemic, but I don't know if things like Everything got clamped down. I think a lot of things got clamped down in the pandemic in terms of like security and that. Well, I feel like someone just crashed into my car outside the house. And when I realised that was, then again, the car's my drive. Do you know what? This house move, there's been a lot of pros and cons coming with it. But having a drive is unbelievable. Because I had a drive when I first moved in with Meg. When I first moved up here. And then we moved to the other house. And then this one's got a drive. It's fucking unbelievable. Double drive as well. Because the street that we lived on, the other one that's the Airbnb now, it was I love the street and everything, but it was a tight, and I mean tight, terrace street. And it was road parking, and it was never parking was what I liked about that street, you know. What I thought was unbelievable about it was if you park outside your house, but if your house is taken, you can park outside anyone else's house, and there's no problems. It's no beef or anything. They'll just park somewhere else because we do it. Everyone does it to each other if they have to. It's just I suppose it's just first come first served if someone's in your spot, and there's nothing wrong with it, and nobody mourns, and it was sick. So you never used to have to think about it, because the one thing I can never be arsed with me ever is having bad neighbours. I've never had bad neighbours in my life. Ever. Even at my mum and dad's, we always had sick neighbours. And then when I moved out and got my own house in Bolton, I had one, it was a family next door. They were the sickest neighbours ever. And then the other side was one of them, is it HMOs or whatever, where it's 3 things, 1 front room, 1 bathroom and that. So like they were never neighbours. Sometimes some people would stay there for a while. Like a couple of months, but then they'd be gone. So that was actually quite fun, because you just all different people pop up all the time. So yeah, that was actually quite good. But they've never had bad neighbours really. Sometimes I had neighbours that are hard to live next to, because so my neighbours at Thingy, they were quite hard to live next door to, because just they had like so many, like they had quite a lot of kids and that, and the house was like a loud house and that. But there's nothing that I would never ever complain about anything like that, because I can have a loud house sometimes. You know what I mean? And sometimes I'll have parties and stuff. So I never moan about noise and that ever. Would never knock on someone's house and not moan about noise, unless they were taking the piss. Obviously, that's different. Drum kits or something at fucking midnight. But you know, just like kids being loud and music on and shit. Why would you moan about that? People just care too much to moan about things. It will be you sometimes as well, and you won't notice that you're doing it. So why would you? You're a Lakers fan. I'm a Lakers fan. Yeah, I do find vests mad, but I didn't used to. You know, I wore a vest and I'm proud of it. If you go on my Instagram, you'll find the pictures if you go further enough down. I wore a vest when I went to Cabos on the first lads holiday, and I wore a vest before that, and then I don't know what happened. I just think it was definitely looking at pictures of me on that holiday, just thinking vests are awful, you know. And now I'll never wear a vest ever. Couldn't imagine ever wearing a vest, but I did. I wore a vest until I was about 21, 20, 21. 20 or 21, I wore vests. I thought they were sound. Maybe it's because I was always fucking dead skinny from like 18 to 21. But yeah, I would wear a vest. Yeah, probably never. That's probably because they were my fucking skinniest years. Nah, definitely not, because like 21 to like 25, 26 was probably my skinniest years, and I definitely never wore a vest in any of them years. Worst performances. Do you know what? I'm only going to probably have time to do one question. It's going to be work because 40 minutes. Right, I'll do my worst performances, and I probably don't have. Well, I'll keep going till JJ wakes up, but I need to make sure I do at least one question. So, worst live performances. Who was I talking to about my worst live performances? Just literally this week. Kev. Well, KH. How funny is this story with this KH? Right, so there used to be a KH in the chat. Yeah, from the start of the podcast, there was a KH in the chat. From the first, this was the first podcast where to put him on a timeout. First podcast, I think, for being my mate Kev Hart. Well, no, he wasn't. He wasn't actually my mate Kev Hart. He was. It was Kev Hart. Kev H. Sorry, Kev H. It wasn't my. So it wasn't my mate. Yeah, and what was the point of this? And then so I said to this other person, this other Kev, who I assumed it was then. Sorry, Kev H. Yeah, and he was like, and he never told me it wasn't him, but he never said it was him, and he said it was just as like a funny thing. So they would still get the blame for things, but it was true. So I used to always kick that fucking KH all the time, but he never said his name weren't Kev or anything. Turns out that KH is fucking the Kane kid who's going to be helping. Like, he's a sick guy. He's going to be helping us with all our sound and shit on the podcasts. And but that made it well. But when I clocked on it was him, I was like, yes, this is sick, because I know he's a sick guy. He's been in the chat. He's been in the fucking live chats throughout them all. And now he's joining the fucking thing with me and John on our podcast. That podcast's going to be good, you know. You need to realise that podcast is going to be good with me and John. 2's the best number for these podcasts. 2 people to bounce off each other. And then when a guest comes in, it's not. If you have 3 or 4, when a guest comes in, they feel daunted because it's like, whoa, these 3 are all like talking. 2's fine. And then do you know what our method of doing interviews with guests is? He's got a little gay dog. I've got a little gay dog, 2 little fluffy gay dogs. And we'll walk our dogs in places like nice little forests and that. All fucking. I've got 1 million dog walks saved on my phone. And then the guests can bring their dog if they want, or they can just walk our dogs with us, and we'll just chat and walk dogs. Do a little loop of the thing, whatever the walk is, and by the end of the walk, we'll all get back on our cars and the interview's over. And it's going to be fucking sick. And then he's Everton, I'm Liverpool, so we're going to be doing watch-alongs because that'll be good. See, I still haven't really committed to do it, but I haven't ever done a Liverpool watch-along at all ever that wasn't on holiday. When I wasn't there, at the thing, have I? I don't think so. But it'll be different if you're doing one with a blue who's like reveling in us losing, and then same with them. And it'll be much funnier for me doing watch-alongs with him than him doing it with me because we win a lot more than they win. So it's going to be good. I can't wait for the podcast with John to kick off. He's on holiday, though. Little bastard's gone on a 2-week cruise. Imagine it. But anyway, but I was talking about the worst things with middle KH, not my mate Kev, not Kane. I suppose Kev is my mate now, but yeah. I was talking about worst performances. Bieber at Z Gets last year is one of the last year. Yeah, fucking hell. He's one of the worst performances of all time ever, and it's the saddest as well because I love Bieber. I've seen him live. That was the 3rd time I'd seen him live. 4th time I've seen him live. 3rd time I've seen him live. And the first 2 times he blew the roof off and everything, and he is known to be sick, and everyone was going, it's just fucking. So he was off his barnet, mate, because on his story that day was him dressed in a spag. He's still up there if you go and look. But this is on his. But he's posted a couple of days later. If you go and look at the time he's doing his European tour, look at the time when he's in Hungary, and then on his thing, there's him in the Spider-Man tracks outfit, yeah. And that day, like 7 or 8 hours before the show he was supposed to do with us, on his story was loads of weed on the table and him in a Spider-Man tracksuit. So you just knew he'd been fucking partying all day, or getting on it all day, or whatever, smoking weed all day. Came on short and he was the worst. I'll show you some videos from it. He was off his kite. You could hear people talking in the crowd. It was that dead because obviously he wasn't into it because he was so like spaced out and that. So he couldn't get the crowd going at all. So no one was singing back or anything, and no one was singing his songs because he wasn't getting people to sing his songs. Honestly, I can't tell you how bad it was. And I think that's the worst because I fucking sacrificed a lot to go there, mate. Meg was 8 months pregnant when I went to Ziga because I had it booked from before. I think I probably shouldn't have gone. And one of the main reasons was like, I can't miss Bieber there, you know. My favourite festival, been twice. I big it up as the best festival of all time, and Bieber was playing, mate, and he was terrible. We got off. Me and Boov still maintain it was one of the funniest things ever getting off because me and Boov just had the best time ever because we had 2 CBs, so we was just tripping, getting off from Bieber and mooching around the campsite and mooching around the whole mooching around all the festival, just us 2 waiting for Bieber to end. We only got off about 20 minutes from the end, but I met him now. Am I? One thing that was good about Bieber though was that Stromae was on. So they were all when he come and seen Stromae before Bieber, and we was like, who the fuck is Stromae? And they were like, you'll know him. And it was weird because these Austrians weren't telling us you'll know him from Stromae weren't before Bieber. They weren't telling us you'd know him because of this song that everyone knows, that Alarm Dance. They'd say, oh, you'll know him because of this such and such a song, and then they'd play the song, but they wouldn't play this song. No, that's Dua Lipa. I can't actually remember all the what in the Nights of the Orders are, but I've just found my Bieber videos. Look at this, and people were going, no, it's the drugs from me. Because remember when he did that video where his face was ordering like blinking and that, and he was saying he's going to have to delay his tour, and I was thinking, fuck's sake, mate, I fucking got to go to this festival. One of the only reasons why I'm going is because he's there, and he was. But then he came back just in time. He came back about 2 weeks before our festival. I was buzzing, and people were going, it's because of the drugs, and I was thinking, listen, no, you're all brand new to this game, yeah, but he is not spaced out of fucking prescription medicine there, mate. He's fucked. Look at him. Oh, my voice is awful on it. I'm trying to mute it. Oh no, shall I have it on? I say bad. Look how bad the crowd is. You can hear people talking. Hang on. That's not even a good representative. Hang on. These videos are not doing it justice. Yeah, this one does. Listen to people, this is so bad. Everyone's just talking. Everyone's just talking while he's singing. Not one person singing along with him. No one even knows what he's singing. It was the worst. And look at this. This is what someone sent me because I was saying about it. You know, like Joe Gilmore, he was there for Lad Bible, like working the festival. And oh no, this is Booze. Look at Booze. At one point in the show, yeah. Anyone who was there will back me at this point, right? He was playing. I never know if which one's right in my head because obviously I was fucked. But both things happened. There's one place he's playing the piano, and there's another time where he's sat in the chair. I can't remember if he was on the chair or the piano. He just sort of like slumps and stops singing, and then I promise you, it goes. All the things go off, and his guitarist comes into the middle of air guitar, not air guitar, like whatever the proper guitars are, not the ones like the little like one that fucking what's he called used to smash over people's heads in wrestling. Jeff Jarrett, like a proper big, like a fucking guitar, a rock star guitar, ADCD guitar. He comes down, this black guy starts playing the guitar for like 2-3 minutes, boom, getting all the crowd were probably more going for him, even though it was like not. And then boom, lights come back up, Bieber gets rolled back out on stage, mate. I don't know what they did, probably gave him some smelling salts or everything. And he was like jumping back on stage. Look at some of he was fucked. And that's not just from medication to stop your face twitching. Where's the video that thing he sent me where he's stomping on stage, Joe Gilmore? Why have I not got it? I'd have to put. Do you know what? I never save videos like that. It was the word he's stomping on stage. Do you reckon I can find that if I look at stuff that he sent me? Is it even fucking worth doing it? Why was I writing a tweet about Drake? I've just looked at it to open my Twitter then. First time I've opened it during this video. I was writing a tweet about Drake, but do you think because Drake was on before, Race My Mind, I went into that song. I love one thing. This is not what the tweet was, by the way, but one thing you got to say about Drake, yeah. So I'm like an old hating nigga. Do you know what I mean? I always think that I'm definitely an old hater of like new stuff. And even though I'm a proper sucker for a catchy song, I don't like rappers that are all just, I don't know, it's weird marketed rappers and stuff. I do like them, but I don't know. I don't like it. I'm just an old miserable bastard. That's what it is. So Drake's like anti-old miserable. But one thing you can say, mate, he has got some serious songs and he like proper toe tapping songs. Every album, but he is dog shit. Like he is dog shit. Right, if I search Joe Gilmore, it's called Gilology, innit? On Twitter. Gilology, right. If I put him with my name, that'll bring up the video he sent me, won't it? You just need to see this video if we're talking about that. So that's here it is. First one straight away. That's perfect. He was off his head. He was fucked. See, we were talking about saying how bad he was, mate. He was flat. So at first he come on and he had no. Did he have his? Because at first he came on and he was into it, but he was like that fuck that he'd missed the words or he'd have the mic too far away. But he was getting into it. He was trying to get the crowd going. He was coming down to the bit and that. And then just as it went on more and more and more, and he was slumping more and more, and he was more fucked. He would try to dance with the dancers. He couldn't dance with the dancers, so they'd start like simpling the dance down, and then that's when they wheeled the chair on, and he was just sat on the chair just singing like that for fucking about 4 songs because he did it for Love Yourself, and I assumed that he was just Love Yourself. And last time I seen him live, he sung Love Yourself, I think, on a chair at the Manchester Arena, and he stayed on there for fucking ages. I got off before Baby. And I would never get off before Baby. That's how bad he was, honestly. Me and Booth just went and got food and walked off. He was that bad. And because of how much I love Bieber, the Baby's awake. 50 minutes we got to. We've not even finished one question. Oh no, best and worst. Bieber's probably one of the. I'd say Bieber's the worst performance because of how much I love him. I can't think of a worse one. And I'd give him a top 3. Right, that's it. JJ's up. This is the not live chat. I suppose we'll call it episode. I don't know. No episode. The not live chat with today's date. Part 1, part 2. I don't know. Maybe I'll do more. If this is good and people like it, I'll do a few more of these. I'll do a live chat because the live chat still exists, and I'll do a not live chat once a month or something where I just talk shit. And did I get to the end of any story? I don't know. I've got to go and get the baby. Goodbye.